A review of the 2020 presidential election in the state's Maricopa County is the state's largest. It shows that former President Donald Trump was not cheated out of a win. The review was ordered by Republicans, and then for months, President Biden dealt with those accusations of voter fraud. News Nation Washington correspondent Joe Khalil following this story for us tonight. So, Joe, how long had that audit been going on?
Well, Nicole, it's actually been about 6 months now looking at the last election. Millions of dollars spent in that time, and also charges, from many Republicans and Democrats that the whole thing was bogus the entire time. And today, the story ended basically where it began, which is that Joe Biden won this county by more than 45,000 votes and that he is legitimately elected president. In fact, Cyber Ninjas, the company that was contracted by Republicans and also financed by some very pro-Trump organizations, they did a hand count, which actually found that President Biden earned 99 more votes and that former President Trump earned 260 votes fewer than the original election results. But let's be clear about all this. These numbers have no bearing whatsoever. This was not at all an official audit. Again, from the beginning, a lot of the elected officials in both parties, especially ones in charge of the election, have said that this audit was not credible. Cyber Ninjas has no experience in doing these types of audits before. Now, one Republican County Chairman, Jack Sellers, there said in a statement today that you don't really have to dig deep into the draft copy of the Arizona Senate and the Cyber Ninja audit to confirm what I already knew. He went on to say the candidates certified by the Board of Supervisors, by the governor, and by the Secretary of State and Attorney General did, in fact, win. He says that should be the end of the story, and everything else, he says, is just noise. Now, while Cyber Ninjas affirmed the hand count was accurate, they also said they did find some things to be alarming. Like they say, ballots coming from people who moved out of the county and some missing electronic records. Two concerns they say may have been cleared up if the county of Maricopa actually cooperated with their audit, which the county, of course, did not. Now, former President Trump pounced on some of those things in the report. And he basically said that he thought there was enough fraudulent votes to change the outcome of the election. The report, of course, did not say that. Nicole?
Yeah, so the bottom line, he was not cheated out of a win.